Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, and this is Taking Care of Business. Joining me today is Brad Hawker, who is Associate Broker with Royal LePage Solutions. Thanks for joining us today, Brad.
Good afternoon, Mario. Happy to be here.
Well, we're going to talk about the Canmore housing market, and obviously it's over the years has been an attractive place for many people from all over the place, including all over the world, to seek a home there. Let me ask, first of all, what the demand's been like recently for the market in that mountain resort village.
Yes, it's been overwhelming the last year, last kind of 16, 17 months or so since we came out of lockdown in May of 2020. This is my 29th year of selling real estate and unparalleled demand. In all market segments, Mario. It's not just specific to kind of one market segment or another. And the buyers have been predominantly over the time in real estate for my career has been mostly Alberta. But of course, the last 8-10 years or so, it's been more diversified. And then that has grown through COVID and the work from home aspect of things, with people being able to do that.
So, when you look at that market, do you foresee it to continue, that demand, and maybe talk a little bit more about why is that demand? You mentioned the remote work, but what other factors are contributing to that skyrocketing demand?
Yeah, I mean, the baby boomers, of course, have affected our market, for the last 20, 25 years or so, from the onset, with looking for a recreational property, and then, retirement property. And so that hasn't changed. My parents did retire here about 27 years ago. And they were a different type of retiree than we've seen over the last 10 or 15 years, and in such a way that new retirees, or the retirees for the last 15, 20 years, have been more focused on an active retirement. And so we've seen locations like ours to be extremely desirable locations. And then also from the perspective of, when people retire, of course, they generally want to have their kids, grandkids come to visit them. Mm-hmm. And some of them that stayed in the cities and had weekend properties here found that they weren't using the city home as much, because the kids and grandkids didn't necessarily want to come and visit them as much in the city. Yeah. And so the combination of the retirees being more active and the kids and grandkids wanting to visit in an active environment has led to strong demand. Now we've kind of accelerated through into where we're at now. And, the work from home or flex work over the last 5 years was just a very small component of our market. But that has, has grown everywhere for more, rural areas. And our area has been a big beneficiary of that.
So with that increased demand, what has that done to prices in the market?
Yeah, and so we have seen continued appreciation in our prices. The kind of the biggest takeaway right now is our lack of supply. And so if we would have been having this conversation last year at this time, I think I would have had, between 23 and 26 listings, somewhere in that area, my business partner and I. Right now we have 4. Mm-hmm. So, I haven't had 4 listings for probably 25 years. And so I've had a much higher level of inventory since then. And so it's the entire market is quite low. Some of it is seasonal. But most of it is just the market and the demand.
Is it just that there are not enough homes have been built over the years in Canmore to match, I guess, the growing demand there?
Yes and no. I mean, we did see a slowdown of construction after the Great Recession, 2008, 9, 10. That was more lengthy here in our market than in others. And so we have seen more construction in the last 5 years or so, but not to the level that we need. And the pace in which approvals are coming, and we've heard it from all levels of government and people saying that we need more construction and so forth. It's challenging. It's not a kind of a magic wand. Let's take that red tape out of the process, because it's there permanently because it was needed.
Yes. So when you look at those prices, so how much have they maybe gone up, say, in the past year?
Yeah, so we've seen prices between 18 and 23%, which is dramatic, and record sales volume as well, Mario.
Yeah.
Month after month after month, that the sales volume has dropped off a little bit, and people are some people are, well, why is that? Well, it's because there isn't the product to be able to sell.
Yeah.
And so that's, we're hopeful and expecting, there to be more product in the new year to be able to fill that gap.
Okay, super. Anything else, Brad, you wanted to share that you've seen in the Canmore market of late?
No, I think we covered it all there, Mario.
Any, one thing I was curious about, because of the high demand and lack of inventory, have you had any situations where you've had multiple offers on properties? And
most of them are multiple offers these days. Yes.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, so that's been challenging for some buyers to be able to position themselves to be successful, but with record numbers of sales, there's been a lot of buyers that have been able to position themselves to be successful.
Okay, super. Well, thanks, Brad, for joining us today. That was great.
You're very welcome, Mario. Thank you very much.
All right, that was Brad Hawker, who is Associate Broker of Royal LePage Solutions. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, and this is Taking Care of Business. Thanks for joining us today.